Hi guys, welcome to the GSTR filing session. Here we are going to file GSTR using the MTR report. So let's begin. Please note that there will be a lot of background noises, and if you are not able to listen to the audio, or if there's some problem with the video, do notify me. Like you guys can use the chat option here, and using this chat I'll be able to see in case if you guys are facing an issue. Okay, so let's begin. So first go to the GST portal, gst.gov.in, and go to the downloads section here. Click on the offline tools and click on the returns offline tool. So once you click on that, a download page will open up. So here you need to click on download to download the software. So please note that the minimum requirement for this software to run is Windows 7 or above. So any of other operating system is not going to work. Also like you require Microsoft Excel 2007, but I am using LibreOffice, which is a free version of the kind of Microsoft Office. So I'll be using that. And so yeah, chalo, let's download the software. So click on download here, and you'll see that the software will start downloading. So in my case, I have already downloaded the software and it's in my downloads folder. So if you go to my downloads folder, you'll see here that the Gst Offline Tool has already been downloaded. So once you download it, just extract this file and you will have this Gst Offline tool folder. So here click on this Gst Offline Tool to install it. So we'll just double click on this and the installation will start. So once the installation is done, then you'll see a shortcut on the desktop here with the Gst Offline Tool option. So since my installation is complete and everything is done, I'll just go ahead with the Gst Offline Tool. So I'll not install this because for me it's already installed. You guys complete the installation process. Okay, so I'll just click on the Gst Offline Tool, and once it opens up, let's have a look what options do you have. So let's start. As you know, Windows is a bit slow. So in the meantime, let's open the MTR report. I have my MTR report in the downloads folder, so I just kept it open here. So this is the MTR report for me, and as I told you, I'm using LibreOffice, so this is not Microsoft Office. So Microsoft Office and LibreOffice are quite similar, and you'll find the same functionality in both the cases. So don't be worried. You can use Microsoft Office if you have it. Okay, so going back, if you see this is the panel. This is the offline utility tool, which has been provided by GST. So GST portal. So now let's click on new. Once you click on new, you'll come across this option of filing returns. So here GSTR-1 is by default selected. You can enter your GSTN of the supplier. So basically you need to enter your own GST number here. So in my case, I'm going to enter it as 29 AAA ABCS 1234 SZ, sorry, S something A1Z0. Okay, so financial year remains 2017-18 and tax period will be July for us. So now aggregate turnover in the preceding financial year is your total sales turnover in the year 2016 and 17. So what you need to do is you need to check it with your CA or your accountant and get this value. In case if you are using softwares like Tally or any other software, so make sure that you enter this value here. So in let's take an example. I'll put it as 10 lakhs. So this was my aggregate value or turnover value, and here they're asking an aggregated turnover value from April to June. So what we are going to do is we are going to again enter some random value. So what you can do is you guys can go and check your data and see how much sales you have done. So this is something where you need to take sales minus the returns as well. So sales minus returns is your aggregate turnover. So I am going to put it here as somewhere around 2 lakh rupees. Okay, So after you click on this, just click on proceed. So it's asking for a valid GSTN number, so I think I have entered one. Okay, so there must be one more, so I'll just enter one character. There's something wrong with this. Can anybody give me a GSTN number? Anybody on the chat? Some random GST number? Nobody on the chat. Oh, let me give it a try. I don't want to enter the correct one, so I'm just giving it a try. So I don't think it's working out. I don't want to share my GSTN number, so maybe I'll just search for a GSTN number on the net and maybe I'll get it. So if anybody on the chat, do give some random GSTN number, that might work. So just give me a moment here. So let me give this a try. So this is I think this is the correct GST number. I don't know why it's not working. Maybe I'll just start this software once again. Okay, otherwise let me give this a try. AFJ161P. Seems not to be working. Just give me a moment. I'll just restart the software. Or I get a GST number here also? Maybe not. Let me check. No, I don't have a GSTN number here, so I'll just enter it. So I'll just enter the aggregate turnover here. It was 10 lakhs which I had entered, and here aggregate turnover I had entered as 2 lakhs, and here as July. So let's proceed. Okay, so now we are back on the screen. We're in the next screen. Okay, so it's showing all my data. Okay, so I'll just delete all the data here just to clear out everything. Now what we need to do is we need to import the files if you are using the offline utility. So in my case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the CSV file format, not the Excel file format. So currently in our case, we don't have any B2B invoices if you are using the MTR report, and if you are a direct consumer seller, like if you are a business seller, then you might need to fill up this data. But in my case, there is nothing in B2B invoice. In our case, also if you see B2C large, B2C large is applicable for sellers who have a single invoice of value more than 2.5 lakhs. Then you have B2C small. So this is the place in which we are going to enter all our data. Okay. Credit debit notes register does not matter to us. Unregistered also does not come into picture, because currently what is happening is whatever returns are there are captured, the cumulative data is captured in the B2C small details only. So basically B2C small details have sales minus return. Okay, then you have export, which we don't require, and finally we need only Hsn, wise summary of outward supplies. So we are going to see how we are going to fill this B2C small details and Hsn wise data also. So let's go to the MTR report. Okay, so I'll just open the MTR report. Let's open here. Okay, so now if you see, the MTR report has all the invoice numbers. So in this invoice there's SATA series. So SATA is for those in FBA, and you also have your IN series if you're doing an MFN, and finally you have CN. CN is for credit notes. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a pivot table. Also, it's a pivot table or a pivot table, so I'll call it as a pivot table. So now the columns which are important to us is, let's see the columns which we require. First of all, we require the Hsn SAC column. So this M column is important for us, because this is where this is the data which is going to help us get the Hsn details. Okay, so Hsn breakup. Okay, and then the next column which is important to us is ship to state, because we are going to modify all the data based we are going to file all the data state wise in case of B2C. So, and after that we require, if you go here, you'll find something called as the total exclusive gross and the total tax amount, and then you have something called as the principal amount and the principal amount basis. So either we can use these two columns to get the sales data. So basically this column has your data, that is this column has a total of your sales amount plus the shipping amount. So we are not going to what we are going to do is we are not going to consider this. We are going to take this column, okay, principal amount basis, and we are going to take the shipping amount also separately. Okay, so shipping amount basis. So shipping amount basis here is the amount without the taxes. So if you see, the taxes are given separately here. So it is shipping IGST and CGST, UTGST. So we are going to take the shipping amount basis separately, and we are going to take principal amount basis separately. Okay, so now if you go to shipping amount basis, if you see the CN notes, so I'll just filter this data with CN first. I just wanted to show you, in case if you are worried that the data is wrong, the data is correct. Like, I just want to bring out one clarity here. If you come to credit notes, you will find that this column, that is the total tax amount column, is the value is wrong. Okay, so you have invoice amount and tax exclusive gross. So this column should have been minus of this by this, but there has been an addition, and because of that this value is wrong. So you need not be worried, because we are not going to take this column at all. We are going to take only this column. Okay, so this is the principal amount basis, and this is the only column which we are interested in, and the shipping amount basis. So this is already a negative, so basically the total of our sales will be the sales value minus this value. Okay, so so you not modify anything in the MTR report. This is fine, so the credit notes can be taken as it is. Okay, so now I'll just remove the filter, and we'll select back all. Now coming to ship to city, so if ship to state, sorry, so if you come to ship to state, which is your Y column, so you need to fix a few things. So if you see, Andhra Pradesh seems fine, Arunachal Pradesh is fine, Andhra, other states seem to be fine, but there might be a few mistakes or repetition. So here if you find MP is there, so what you do is you unselect all, select MP, and you change it to Madhya Pradesh. Okay, and the assembly. Okay, so this is fixed. Hello, okay, so after Madhya Pradesh, see if anything else is needs to be fixed. So I find Uttar Pradesh also. So you have Uttar Pradesh. Okay, so this is fixed. Apart from them, let's see, in my case I had found Orissa has an issue, so Orissa seems to be fine. So Odisha, okay, so there's something called as Tamil Nadu, so this should be Tamil Nadu. So let's fix this. Okay, and apart from that, any other? So in my case I had found Chhattisgarh also wrong, but here it seems to be fine. So yeah, so things seems to be fine. So you need to just fix this, and so, once this is fixed, clear the filter out, select all once again. Okay, so now let's go to this Gst Offline tool. So we are going to take only, if you go to section wise CSV files, we just need B2CS. So B2CS is B2C small. So if you click on this, you will find there are only 6 columns here. So we need not be worried about cess amount, and we need not be worried about e-commerce GSTN, because this column was removed by by GST portal. So cess amount also can be cleared out. Okay, so now we need to only just be concerned about place of supply. So now type would be OE only. So OE is like if you type E, it is an e-commerce seller, and if you type OE, it is an OE commerce or means others. I think that is some option. Okay, so we'll come back to this report later on. Let's go back to our MTR report. Now what we are going to do is, what we need is, we need the state-wise sales value. Okay, so now we are just going to create a pivot table. So I'll just reduce the size of the font. So select all, select everything. If you click on this cell here, it will select the entire data. Go to insert pivot table. Okay, and click OK here. Now if you see, you can see all the available fields. So we need to determine what row we require and what data we require. So the row that is required is ship to state. Okay, so we require only the ship to state in the row field, and we require a sum of shipping amount basis, and we require a principal amount. Wait, I'll just remove this. So we require first principal amount basis, and then we require shipping amount basis. Okay, so now as soon as you click on OK, a sheet is generated within milliseconds, and you can see it's a breakup of every state-wise sale. Okay, so this is the principal amount basis, and this is the shipping amount basis. So the basis amount does not contain your tax amount. It is only a sum of your non-taxed amount. Okay, so this, what has this pivot table done is, it has generated a sum of it, and it has removed sales minus, so this is sales minus credit note value. So basically even your returns have been captured here. So now our total sales is nothing but a sum of these two. So what you can do is, you can just type total sales and take a sum of these two values. So it is sum of this column, this column plus this column. Okay, so now this is our total sales value, and if you just click on this, or if you just pull this, it will calculate all the values, and it will even give a sum. So this is my total sale value. Okay, so now this column is ready. Now let's go to this, what do you say, B2CS report. So now place of supply, we have all the data. So what we are going to do is, we are going to select this place of supply, and we are going to paste it here. Okay, now in my case, so rather than pasting it here, I would suggest better to copy paste into a notepad, because what happens is notepad clears any formatting which exists. So first paste it here. Now select the entire thing and paste the value here. Okay, so now if you see, this is clear of formatting. So last time when we pasted it here, the data had a lot of corruption. So means corruption in the sense there was some like there were lines and everything included. Now it's clear. So now in my case, all my tax values are 5. So now those sellers who are selling multiple items with different taxes, in your case the pivot table changes a bit. Like when you're generating the pivot table, you need to be careful. You need to take you need to take the tax section and edit it accordingly. So in my case, since there is only one tax, I am putting it as 5. But in case if you're selling multiple items, make sure that this IGST rate calculation which you are going to do, it is correct. Like you will have to create a pivot table based on your IGST rate. So what I'll do is I'll just create a separate video when like if somebody needs how they can go about creating their pivot table with separate values. Okay, so now coming back to this B2CS, in my case since it is 5, so I'll just enter this as 5 everywhere. And in case of type, my type is OE only, so I'll just click this. So this is filled with OE. Now taxable value, we have a taxable value here. So going back to this pivot table, you have this total sales. So just copy this as it is and paste it in the notepad. As I told you, I just pasted in notepad to clear it of all formatting. If you just copy it directly, I'll just show you a difference. If you copy this directly and if you paste it in this B2CS file, if you see, you'll get an error showing it as value. So it is better if you paste it onto a notepad first, then press Ctrl A, Ctrl C to copy it again, and Ctrl V here to paste. So here if you see, all the values are corrected. Okay, so there is a small change here. If you see, we need to give state-wise numerals here. So I had prepared one before. So if I go here, I'll just show you. In my case, B2C small invoices, I had to create a numerals table. Basically, what happens is, so if you see this, you need to give every state a number. So it is like Andhra is, I'll just sort it in descending order. Just give me a moment. Data autofilter and sort ascending. Okay, so number 1 is Jammu Kashmir, 02 is Himachal Pradesh, 3 is Punjab, 4 is Chandigarh, and so on. So on similar lines, you need to give numbering on these. So Andhra is 37 and Arunachal is Arunachal is where is Arunachal? Arunachal. So based on these values, you will have to correct the setting and fix it here. So what I would suggest is, if you can find this data on the internet somewhere, just search for it. See, 37 is Arunachal, 37 is Andhra, Jammu and Kashmir was 1, so Jammu Kashmir was 1. So this, if you see, Jammu Kashmir is wrongly typed here. The correct value would be this one. So Jammu and Kashmir. So the and symbol is important, otherwise your GSTR will throw an error. So while you're creating the offline data, it's going to throw an error. So on similar lines, you have Uttarakhand, Delhi, all this needs to be corrected here. So so what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to use this data at all. I'm just going to copy and paste from here. So, and I'll just create a pivot table of my own. So place of supply, and sorry, I don't need a sum of place of supply. I need a place of supply and I need a rate. So I'll just create a pivot table. So here if you see, the data has been segregated. So I'll just copy and paste as it is. See, this is sample. Right now what the thing I'm doing is, here the state wise is not right. So for my when I have taken the data, the first one was Andhra. So just make sure that you fix this data before using this table. So in my case, I've just copy pasted this so that to show you it as an example. So the first one was Andhra Pradesh. So in our case, we just need to put the Andhra one first. Okay, so fix this and use the data. Okay, in this guy's case, there are only 30 states to which supply has happened. Okay, So now our B2CS data is ready. I'll just copy paste it once again from Excel sheet. Sorry. This seems to be a means you guys might find it a bit confusing initially, but if you do it on your own once or twice, and once your Excel sheet is ready, you might not face any issues in the future. So yeah, so your B2CS is ready. Now apart from B2CS, we need another report. The report is your Hsn table report. So let's go back to MTR, and if you see the column in which you have your Hsn data is this column number M. So now we just need a breakup of all the sales that have happened as per your Hsn. So what we do is just go to insert, pivot table, current selection, select Hsn and put it in the row field, and in the data field you require a sum of your principal amount basis and shipping amount basis. Okay, so now if you take this, again one more pivot table is created. Again we are going to take a sum of both the principal amount and this one. Okay, so we have the data here. Okay, so we have the Hsn codes. So these are the Hsn codes. If you see something called as empty here, empty is like if you have sold means if there is something which is charged which is not a product, that will come in your empty column. Okay, so apart from that, also note, in case you guys have been charged gift wrap charges and promotional charges have been charged, so make sure that when you are creating the pivot table you take all those data into consideration. Okay, so here I have not taken the shipping promo discount, so this was being offered here, so ideally I should have taken this, but I have not taken this data. But make sure that you take a sum of all this data, so shipping promo, gift wrap, promo discount and all those things, and then generate your pivot table. So okay, so now we have the Hsn data. So now let's go back to the GSTR report and let's go to the Hsn summary. So I have downloaded the offline tool and section wise, so Hsn. So it's taking some time. Okay, so where is the Hsn data? It's taking some time to open. Okay, so here I have Hsn. Okay, so now Hsn data is already with us, so we'll just copy this Hsn data. Where did it go? Here it is. Sorry, not this one. This is our B2CS data. This is already filled, so we'll just close this one. And we have our MTR report. Okay, so here is our Hsn data. So let's copy this. Again, once again, as I told you, I'm pasting it into okay, I am not going to put any empty data. This I'll explain it to you later. So in case of this, in description you can put what each of this product means. So for example, 6205 is for apparel, so it can be salwar suits. In my case it's salwar suits. Then 42 might be cashew. Let's keep it as cashew. 61 is for textile, so let's put textile here. So I'll just copy paste this as textile only. Okay, so UQC is something which you need to classify, and you have to give a value for every month. You need to specify whether it is pieces, whether it's bundles, whether it's packs, whether it's combo, whatever it is. In my case it is PCS pieces. So in case if you're not able to find this value, you can search for this value on the what do you say, on the internet, and you'll get this. Okay, so total quantity. Okay, fine. So I have forgotten the total quantity. Let me take that. So total quantity, again we can create a pivot table and get the total quantity. So back to MTR report. So we have our quantity column. So this is the quantity column. So this is J, and we have a Hsn column. So let's create another one. Insert pivot table, and we need the sum of quantity, and our row should be Hsn. So here it is. Okay, so we'll just copy this as it is again onto a notepad, and now back to this Hsn report. Total quantity is done. Okay, now total value. So we have taxable value, taxable value and integrated amount. So total value is minus the tax amount. So we will total value here. Let me check my report. What was the total value which I had created? Was total value a sum of the tax, or was it without the tax? So just give me a moment. I'm just checking my data. So in my case, all this data was generated by Tally for me. So that way, reducing a lot of effort in my case. Even softwares like Busy and Clear Tax are generating this data. So you can take this and you can file your report. So this makes filing very simpler. Okay, so in my case, this is how it was, like pieces and packs and everything. So let me see. So yeah, okay, so total value is the sum of taxable value. So let's put I'll just copy this pieces from here. So it is pieces. So pieces, yeah, so it is correct. Okay, so now I need to put a taxable value. So the one which we have calculated is the taxable value. So let's go to MTR report again and take the taxable value. So this is our taxable value. So this one, just fix this, just remove the 001. Okay, so taxable value is filled. Now total value, we need to get the integrated tax amount, CGST amount, SGST amount. So once again back to pivot table and MTR. So insert pivot table, and what we're going to do is, again we will take an Hsn into the row field, and we need to get the tax amount. So let's take the tax amount, so total invoice amount. So we need the total amount also. So let's go to the principal amount, CGST, SGST, IGST. In my case there is no UGST, so I am skipping that out. And then again shipping amount total, followed by CGST, SGST and IGST. So for those guys who are selling from Union Territory, make sure that you take the UTGST value. Okay, so we have the values here. So once again, these are the values. So principal amount is here, CGST value is here, SGST value is here. So before filing, we need to take a sum of CGST tax and shipping CGST tax. Okay, so what we're going to do is, we're going to take a sum here for, and we're going to create a column called as CGST, SGST and IGST, and CGST is going to be a sum of this two values. So this is sum of CGST, and this is, I think, shipping CGST. No, let me once check. Okay, let me check. So this is shipping amount, this is shipping CGST. Okay, so this is CGST. Okay, sorry, I cannot change this value. So CGST, SGST. Okay, fine. So this seems to be quite simple. So we are going to take a sum of this value CGST plus this value. So here is our CGST value. In case if you want to do, you can just pull this value because it's going to auto calculate. It's going to auto calculate your CGST and SGST value. So if you want to verify the formula, you can just have a look. So it has already automatically done a D3 plus H3, and IGST they have done a E3 plus I3. So this seems to be a fair value. Again, once again, copy this value and go to your Hsn this thing. Before that, copy it into your notepad. So notepad, just do a Control A, Control C, Control V. That is how we do it. So now I'll just paste the value once here. So now I need to put the IGST value here. So I'm going to put IGST first, then CGST and SGST are always the same. So CGST value here. Okay, remember these two columns are not required, just for the sake of. Okay, so you did this value is filled. Now only pending amount is total value. So we are going to go here back to the MTR report, and this is our principal amount total value, and paste it into an Excel sheet, into a notepad, and again go back to Hsn and total value. So basically now our Excel sheets are ready. We are 90% complete. We have completed 90% of our work. So now there's nothing much left. You have to go to the GST utility tool, and now we are going to import the Excel sheets. So first we are going to import the B2C small details and click on import CSV. So this takes a amount of time. Windows is quite slow. Come on. Okay, so it's in my downloads. GSTR Offline Tool, section wise CSV. So we are going to take B2C, yes. And okay, so now this one is showing an error. So let's have a look. So there might be something which I might have done wrong. So just checking it once. What have I missed? So what is wrong here? Place of supply seems to be fine, rate seems to be fine, taxable value is fine. So the data seems to be fine. Just give me a moment. So sorry, I selected the wrong one. Sorry guys. So B2C small, import CSV, B2CS, yes, success. So once you see the success message, you can go and check in the view summary. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload the Hsn first. So let us go to Hsn wise summary and do an import CSV and select Hsn. So again you will receive a success message. Now if you go to view summary, you will find the details here. So B2C summary, you can see number of invoices uploaded here, and if you click on this, you will be able to see all the data which is breakup. So you can see Jammu and Kashmir, Punjab, all the data has been filled. So this our data is ready. So just go to view summary once again and click on generate file. So this is the final step, and this will generate your JSON file. So you can see this name here, it ends with JSON. So save it onto your desktop or wherever you feel like. In my case, I've saved it onto desktop into a new folder, and since I had one existing earlier, I'm not going to overwrite that file. So once you have generated your JSON file, your work is done. Now you have to just go to your GST portal and log into the portal. So if you go to your GST portal, log in there. So I'll just log into the portal. Okay, so go to the return dashboard and go to July, search, and select the prepare offline tool. So you can see this tool here. So select the prepare offline tool, and now what you have to do is you have to just click on browse and select the JSON file. So in my case, I have already uploaded it, so I am not going to upload the JSON file once again here. So what you guys can do is you can select the JSON file and upload the data. Once you do that, your details will be auto filed in these two columns. So I'll just show you. Once your data is uploaded in the offline tool, just go to this prepare online tool, and you will see your B2CS data. So this data will be filled, enter gross turnover and this one. Then this column will be filled. B2C, you will see all the values here, and finally you will see the Hsn wise summary of outward supplies. Okay, so in case if something is wrong or if something is missing, you can go to this individual details and click on add details. Okay, so now once this data is filled, there is one more important information that you need to fill is documents issued. So document issued is a very simple thing. It is nothing but whatever invoices which you have issued. Okay, so now for example, in my case, I have had 4 series. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say IN 1 to IN 1000. So this is my Amazon series. So in my case, there were 1000 invoices and cancelled was 0. Okay, and similarly for Flipkart, I had something called as FK1 to FK 5000. So there were 5000 invoices and there was 0 cancelled. Similarly, if I go here, I also have, if you see my MTR report, so I also have something called as SATA. So you can just check the first number and the last number. So it is, I'll just put in a random for an explanation. So SATA1 followed by SATA 100. So this was my, I had 100 invoices. So this basically the number of series, whatever series you have, you can just keep adding those documents. So I'll just delete them because in my case it was a different series. And after that you can skip this one because it is like if you have not received from an unregistered person. So you can skip this one. You can skip the revised invoice. You can skip the debit note. Credit note is again, you need to make sure that you fill the correct data. So here in our case it is like CN1 to CN maybe 100. So total number of credit notes were 100 in case of Amazon, and there was 0 cancelled. And in case of Flipkart, they were like FKCN. So make sure like you just check whatever Flipkart is issued and you can put in here. So make sure this is a very important data which you need to fill. And once you are done, what will happen is so you can skip the remaining we don't have any receipt voucher also needs to be put in, but it's not that mandatory. You can skip the receipt voucher, or you can just go to add document and you can just put like whatever receipts you have received, and payment voucher as well. But as per my see, it's not that mandated, so I have not put in receipt voucher or payment voucher. I just put in the outward supply and the credit note. That's it. So in your case, if you wish to fill, you can just fill receipt voucher. For me, the data was easily available in Tally, so I could fill in this data very easily. and even in case of payment voucher also. So so that data was very easily available, so I was able to fill in the data. So now in case if you are doing some delivery challan, if you're having some job work, make sure that you fill the invoice details here. And so just look into this section and fill whatever is viable to you. Okay, so once you are done that, you just need to come into just generate your GSTR summary, select this tick mark, click on submit, and after that, once you click on submit, you will again come back to the screen and select this section which is not highlighted right now. Select this checkbox and click on file GSTR-1 with EVC. So when you click on that, an OTP will be generated and your Aadhaar needs to be linked. So once you are done with that, your GSTR will be filed. Okay, so hopefully you guys have understood this. I believe it might be a bit confusing, but give it a try. In case of issues, you know how to reach back to me. So nobody left any comments on the chat. There are no queries which I can find. So with this, I'll just end this GSTR session, and hopefully if you guys have query, you can drop me a message on Facebook, on WhatsApp, on the ECSI forums. Okay, chalo then, see you guys.